JBNN will keep you informed. I'm Michelle Jones. Hi guys, before we get into the news, please remember to like, subscribe if you have not yet done so, leave a comment, and tell someone about the channel. Now on to the news. Former MP Jolan Silvero remanded in murder of his wife. Former Member of Parliament Jolan Silvero was remanded until February 8 following his first court appearance on Thursday. Silvero is charged with the murder of his wife Melissa. Members of the media and the family members of Silvero were barred from observing the proceedings. Presiding Judge Justice Graham Allen told reporters, as well as Silvero's daughter and her mother, that they would not be allowed in court during the preliminary hearing. Justice Graham Allen said discretion was needed in every case. King's Counsel Peter Champagny, who represents Silvero, said by his next court appearance he expects that certain documents will be available to the defense as a particular document is needed before pursuing bail application for the murder accused. Champagny, during a short interview with the media, stated that Silvero has maintained his innocence as it relates to the murder of his wife Melissa in November last year.
I firstly am going to say that I have to follow the strictures that were imposed by the court in terms of this preliminary aspect of the case, and my discourse with you will be limited. What I will say, however, is that the matter is fixed for the 8th of February, when by then it is expected that the relevant documentation would have been provided to the defense. That's the first thing. And secondly, I think it's important to note, and I'd like to take this opportunity to say that observations have been made in social media, which by the way isn't social at all, but such is the nature of life. But I would caution, and that may be an exercise in futility, because there are many persons who have sought to try and convict already, and that's unfortunate, and I will not go beyond that. And just to say that the file is incomplete, and there is a particular document that we need to inspect to determine the way forward in the way of an application for bail for Mr. Silvero. Beyond that, myself and Ms. Patrice Riley, who represent Mr. Silvero, would not want to comment and go into the details and intricacies of the matter, because that would be simply adding fuel to fire and to cause the discourse, the public discourse, to go on. And again, I think it's important that irrespective of your views, there are young children involved, and it is a very, very, very difficult time for these 3 children. I think that's been euphemistic, and I am asking the public, I'm pleading, maybe again an exercise in futility, but to exercise some level of restraint, not barring anyone from their constitutional right of freedom of expression and so on. But the life and the role of a defense lawyer is to provide defense. Everybody, every person, every citizen has a right to an attorney. And once we are in receipt of full disclosure, then we'll be able to determine how we treat this matter going forward.
Woman shot dead, man injured in Whitfield Town. Men traveling in a motor car shot and killed a woman along Asher Road in Whitfield Town, Kingston 13, on Wednesday evening. The deceased has been identified as Letitia Vassell, also called Munchie. A man who was also shot during the incident is being treated at hospital. The incident occurred about 7:30 p.m. close to a security checkpoint in the community. Residents reportedly heard loud explosions and had to take cover. The St. Andrew South Police are probing. Woman hospitalized after being shot in the mouth in Manchester. Police are reporting that a woman has been hospitalized after she was shot in the face during an attack at a bar in the Comfort Land Settlement area in Manchester on Wednesday night. The area is a few miles south of Mandeville. Reports suggest that about 7:30 p.m. the woman was at the bar when gunmen opened fire, hitting her in the mouth. She was taken to hospital and admitted. Police said her condition is not considered life-threatening. Police said last week a man was fatally shot at the same bar by an off-duty cop. Last week's incident is being probed by the Independent Commission of Investigations, INDECOM. Security guard chopped and shot in Westmoreland home invasion. The police are searching for 2 men following the chopping and shooting of a security guard at Chantilly Gardens in Savlamar, Westmoreland on Monday night. The 37-year-old guard narrowly escaped death and has since been hospitalized, the police said. Reports received indicate that around 10 p.m., the security guard was at his house when two armed men, one known to him, entered the home through the open front door. One of the men, the police said, began chopping the guard in the head with a machete. The other man pointed a gun at him and fired one shot in his direction. The guard, in fear for his life, ran from the house and sought help from other residents. This was when he realized that he was shot. He was assisted to hospital, where he was treated and admitted for a gunshot wound to the right upper arm and several chop wounds to the head. One 9mm spent casing was found after lawmen processed the scene, the police said. A man known as Cooliman from Gully Banks, Savlamar, was named as a suspect in connection with the attack. Another escapee from St. Mary lockup recaptured. Another prisoner who escaped from the Orocca police lockup in St. Mary last month is back in custody. Jamala Vernon, a 25-year-old of Bosco Bellevue, was handed over to the Sentence Bay Police Thursday by his relatives. This brings to 4 the number of escapees recaptured. Another escapee, LaShawn Davidson, was rearrested during a police operation in the St. Andrew North Division earlier this week. The men were among 7 high-risk prisoners who escaped from the Orocca lockup on December 12. Gavin Hurd, Orlando Atkinson, and Philip Williams are still at large. Alleged third-generation gold thief among 3 arrested. The police in Manchester say 1 of 3 men arrested on suspicion of being involved in pre-dawn larceny following a chase in Newport has seemingly adopted the habit from his father and grandfather, who have previously been arrested for the similar offense. Inspector Simon McCormack, sub-officer for operations in Manchester, said that the suspect was held with a ram goat in a motor car on Tuesday. The police on patrol in the Torres Street area of Newport when a silver Toyota Axle was spotted, which drew the suspicion of the police. The car was chased and stopped. 3 men alighted from that vehicle. Upon subsequent search of the vehicle, 1 ram goat was found inside, he said. What is ironic about this operation today is that 1 member of that set of men is known to the police, and it is traditional, from the father to the grandfather, to specialize in the stealing of these animals. And today is a success of the Manchester Division because we have always been suspicious of his activities, added McCormack. Police said the alleged third-generation gold thief is 22 years old. His father is 46 and his grandfather is in his 70s. McCormack said the police constantly target pre-dawn larceny, which continues to affect farmers in the South Central Parish. We have proven that these men have always been engaged in this trade. We just want to say to the farmers to be alert with their animals. We will tie them and keep them. We have put a dent in it because we have always been suspicious of one of these characters being involved in this type of activity, the inspector said. I hope this sends a strong message to the persons out there who are involved in these types of activities to cease and desist. People work hard to get their animals, and others come and tie them and remove them, he added. Last November, amendments to the Agricultural Produce Act were passed in the House of Representatives, putting in place more stringent penalties to address the issue of pre-dawn larceny. Under the amended bill, the maximum fine for people convicted of transporting stolen agricultural produce has moved from $250,000 to $1 million, and the maximum prison term of 3 months is now 3 years. Man electrocuted while walking to work identified. Police have identified a man who was electrocuted in Cristiano, Manchester, on Thursday morning. Is Garth McLean, 47, a resident of Job Lane in Cristiano. Reports suggest that sometime before 6 a.m., McLean, while walking to work, got entangled in utility wires and was seen unresponsive. The police were alerted. Law enforcement subsequently stated that in an abundance of caution, the fire department and the Jamaica Public Service Company were called to the scene to retrieve McLean's body. He was taken to hospital where he was pronounced dead. St. Andrew South Police list 6 men as persons of interest. Police in St. Andrew South have listed several individuals as persons of interest in relation to several major crimes, including murders and shootings across the division. The following persons are asked to report to the Hunts Bay Criminal Investigation Branch by 6 p.m. on Friday, January 26. They are Russian Brissett, otherwise called Sully, Kadim Grosser, Quinn Byfield, otherwise called Trey, a man only known as Jahim, a man only known as Lele and Unchi Boy, and a man only known as Breda. In the meantime, the police are seeking the public's assistance with locating the men, reassuring the public that all information shared will be handled with the utmost confidentiality. Law enforcers are asking anyone with information that can assist with the investigation to contact Crime Stop at 311, the NIB tip line at 811, or the nearest police station. Boy who longed for love, drowns at Kingston waterfront. Tensions stirred yesterday at the scene of a suspected drowning at the Kingston Harbour as family members publicly expressed anger at how a son who longed for love met his demise while swimming on Tuesday. Daddy's 12-year-old Karif Michener, who attended Tivoli Gardens High School, Michener, a resident of East Kingston, reportedly went swimming on Tuesday by the waterfront after school with 2 other boys. According to eyewitnesses, the boys got into difficulty in the turbulent water and the 2 of them were assisted to safety. However, Michener submerged and could not be found. Them say help one of them and come up, and going back for the next one and couldn't help himself. Them try, but because him never have any shirt, them couldn't hold him, a friend of his mother said. The family's worst fears materialized yesterday around noon when his body washed up and he was pulled ashore. This sent grieving family members into anguish and the tempers flared, causing the police to intervene. Michener's grandmother, Massin Millwood, otherwise called Palm, said that her immediate feeling was just to sleep and to never wake again. Me get a call this morning, said 3 of them jump off. Them only saved 2 and them can't find one. Me tell myself say something was wrong with him. Getting his school bag this man and him shoes. Me say something is wrong, him can't swim, Millwood said. Millwood said she was disturbed that her children chose to wear their dirty laundry in public, knowing that Michener wanted love, and she tried her best and wanted everyone to join in. This is not the time for it. I don't grow but I play my part. Him have another set of family upon him father's side. I was trying to reach everybody to play a role and show him some love. I have him at home, send him go to school. $700 a day. But when you live in a tenement here that other people have kids, you have to be careful. Because things will happen and they will say you're a child when it's not him, Millwood said, as she sought to break down the state of affairs surrounding the child. He once lived at 56 Tex Lane in central Kingston, but relocated to 114 Mountain View Avenue. His mother said that he had literacy challenges, but took time overcoming them with the help of her partner. Him no rude, but him same lack of love, so we understand. I would have said to his mother, is to show him some love. Came down to the waterfront, hug him up, you and him take sea breeze, play with him. Came at Devon house and you and him eat ice cream. Rub like a cream on him nose and kiss him, and say your love him make him say, Millwood said. She said her grandson was resented by others who should have been standing by him, begging him to prove them wrong. Show them you can be somebody. Me not say Paul no. I was hoping them find him and him learn a lesson. That was me hope. And me pay him school fee. My boss help me and do everything for him, she said. I didn't that she could cope with his behavior, which was in line with boys his age. Millwood said Michener did not want her to send him to live with anyone else, but she had no choice. I have to work and come home every Friday, but if him in that ear when me talk, maybe he would be at home. But you know kids all over. It wasn't a child that was disrespectful. It was a respectful child, Millwood said. She said he said that he wanted to be an FBI agent. With all of this war, my mood is like to go to sleep and never wake up. That is my mood for now, sleep and never wake up, Millwood said, glancing at her children at odds, separated in a time of grief. Onlookers said that the authorities need to put signage in the area prohibiting swimming. This is not the first time people, including children, drown there. If there's no sign, then people think it is safe to go for a swim. A lot of evening children go down here and some go into the water, a male passerby said. The Kingston Central Police are probing the incident. JBNN will keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.